This message comes from Capital One. The Capital One Venture X Business Card has no preset spending limit, so the card's purchasing power can adapt to meet business needs. Plus, the card earns unlimited double miles on every purchase, so the more a business spends, the more miles earned. And when traveling, the Venture X Business Card grants access to over 1,000 airport lounges. The Venture X Business Card. What's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/VentureXBusiness.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
It's 2025, and there is still no cure for the common cold. Sure, we have lots of ways to find some comfort. Zinc lozenges, vitamin C and ginger, tea with honey, saltwater gargling, and lots of rest. And probably the most iconic of all, a warm bowl of homemade chicken soup. But 130 years ago, a common cold could have had devastating effects, especially for a child. So it only stands to reason that in 1894, when a 9-year-old boy came down with croup, his father went to great lengths to make him comfortable. But what nobody saw coming was how that remedy would end up in almost every medicine cabinet in the country and become the foundation of a multi-billion-dollar brand. And that's why this week's On Brand is on Vicks VapoRub.
We're all jazzed up, really having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa.
Hey, I'm Jon.
Hey, I'm Marisa.
Okay. I'm doing a Marisa episode?
That's what I was so confused by.
I'm like, picked an ointment?
An ointment. I feel like I've kind of cornered the market on ointment, but I'll let you have a little fun in the ointment aisle.
All right. Now, next week, you're going to have to do, I don't even know what my things are.
Something snazzy and iconic.
Vicks VapoRub. Why?
Wow.
Why am I doing it? 1, cold season. 2, legendary brand.
Legendary.
3, my dad suggested it.
Oh.
He was like, a month ago, was like, he's so cute. We talk every Sunday, and he loves the pod. He doesn't listen to the pod.
He loves the idea of it.
He loves the idea of it. Right. He's not a tech person.
No, it's a radio show.
But he'll always throw out suggestions, like he's like little slugger baseball bats or this or that. And I will use it. I try to remember to look into them. And he was like, have you thought about doing Vicks VapoRub? I don't know if there's a story, but, you know, when I was young, we used it for this and that. And I was like, I'll look into it.
It's certainly an intriguing product because it is like, what the hell is that? Who came up with that? It's like they invented it. You know, it's like...
I have bad news for you. I still don't know. This is a very short show.
It's like Vicks is like the only company that makes that. There's other like menthols and things like that, but it does seem like it was one guy who had to get creative with a coughing son who was driving him mad.
And his last name, of course, is
Rub.
Richardson. Rub.
Tom Rub, nice to meet you.
I'm O-Rub from Ireland. O-Rub. Okay. That reminds me.
What?
Clean show.
Oh.
Daddy's listening. This is not a poo-poo show.
Are you going to send this to your daddy?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a special daddy's episode.
Let's stop saying daddy already. This is my father's show.
If your daddy is curious about the pod, but you don't know which episode to send them, this is a good one. We're not going to do anything raunchy, which is tough because it's an episode about Vicks VapoRub.
Which I will say, I do have a story that I think I've already told, but I will retell in off-brand on Tuesday.
Because daddies are not in the Patreon.
Stop saying daddies.
Oh, we got daddies in the Patreon, just not daddies.
Steve is like, yes, a show for me. So before we get started, what did I say at the beginning of the year? What was my resolution?
Well, we knew we wanted to play pickleball. That was 2 years ago.
No, me specifically.
Go viral, content creator,
influencer.
Sure.
I'm gonna get my name out there.
Have you been sent These are two words I hate that now have slipped into like, I hear regular people use them. Product, unboxing.
I keep meaning to ask.
What the hell?
Funny, it's a show for Dad, but Mom's calling. As I was saying, I'm desperate to become an influencer.
Sure. Unboxing. That's the other word I hate. Unboxing. I hate the word unboxing.
People do it though. I keep meaning to ask, have you gotten your Frownies package?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
It's actually not frown. This is maybe why I didn't mention it. It's not, I wanted it to be Frownies, but it's like, since you already like Frownies, these are the other products we have. And it was kind of like stuff that I'm maybe not as excited about.
Babe, it should have been like a year supply of Frownies.
That's what I was hoping it would be.
You gave them unprecedented coverage.
I know. If they're listening to this now, I don't want them to feel bad.
No, it's great. That's fun.
It's fun.
You don't want them to feel bad. You're like, things I'm not so excited about. That wasn't
but
me.
No,
that
actually, here's what I was really excited about. I got a letter, like a note, handwritten note from Helen, the president of Frownies.
I do love those. When we got our burpee note,
Yes.
I was just like over the moon.
That's what I put like in my bedside drawer. That's my special memento.
That'll go into our.
It's it's like a sheet mask and like a gel. You know, there's like some things that I'll typically believe any kind of like beauty snake oil, but like little gel pads that people like put under their eyes, I'm like, that seems fake.
I know.
A little thing you stick on, that seems fake.
When I was in Vegas, I'm sure you've seen those commercials where it's like a man with like puffy eyes, and he'll rub one thing on his puff, and then he just fans it with a paper, and it disappears.
What is that?
I did that at Caesar's Palace, or was it Caesar's? It might have been the Flamingo. That sounds more where you would find something like this. I think I was at the Flamingo.
Were they doing like a demo?
No, it was like one of the shops. But I walked by. Yes, they were doing a demo. No, I just walked in. I gotta look good for Adele.
The 1 finger discount.
So they did
You,
that.
young man in front. Me?
We were looking for someone with puffy eyes. Wait, you want me to be a model? Yes, your eyes are just puffy enough. But
Does it work? Is it real?
She put it on, and they went away. Or that one went away. And that whole night, I was like, should I spend $130 on this? I've never really cared about face products. Or I have these bags. Some people I look and they're so smooth, but it's not something I obsess on or dwell on. I will. I think I'm getting liver spots. This isn't what this show's about. Good Lord.
I mean, I think liver spots is pretty on par for an ointment episode.
Yeah.
Remember, this is for Dad, so liver spots is
Steve and my dad are like
interested in.
Yeah, they're like scooching up in their chair. Did someone say liver spots?
We care about. Steve is so mad. He's fuming right now.
Mad. He's like, I'm not that old, but all he does is tell us he's old, so I don't feel bad.
Sure. Yeah, you go to the dermatologist. You're like, is this of concern? This brown spot on my forehead? Like, do we need to? Is that like pre-skin cancer? And they're like, ooh, liver spot.
Ooh.
Can you not call it a liver spot?
What is a liver spot?
We should call it a Choco spot. Something a little cuter than liver.
They just rub it off. I have a thing later in the show. I'll just bring it up now. Back in the day when they're like, you have all these snake oil salesmen, or like you see the descriptions of what their drug's supposed to do. One of them was like, you got lazy liver, and it just cracks me up. It's like a term like your grandma would use that somehow ended up on like a medical bottle.
Sure.
You know, you're sleepy, lazy liver.
Eat a spoonful of baking soda every day for lazy liver, and an entire generation of people did it. Wait, you said you were unboxing. There was something we got sidetracked.
Oh yeah, we're way off topic. Sorry, Al. All right, so I received a message this week from, I don't even know how to describe people anymore. I was going to say young woman. I'm like, what if she's not young? I was going to say woman. What if she's not a woman?
Okay, a person.
From a human named Alice.
Okay.
And I'm just going to read what she wrote you because I think it's really touching, incredible, and it shows my reach.
Great.
Jon, you inspired me to get a storage unit.
Oh, my.
And it has changed my life.
You should be getting a commission from this.
I really should. Jon Storage. Oh my God.
National.
And then as soon as they're one day late, I like close it down and I get everything in their unit. My activity today is taking down my Halloween decorations and then neatly packing them up and driving them to the storage unit. Then I'll go back in a few weeks to fetch my Christmas stuff. As a fellow Virgo in a small space, it's freed me up so much mentally and physically. I also work in TV. Just wrapped a Disney show about a vampire at a boarding school.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, my wife, Vampirina, teenage vampire.
Oh my gosh, I know that show.
Do your kids too young for
Well, we
it?
watched Vampirina, which was like the animated version, but I see it pop up on Disney that this is like the live action.
Maybe I should watch it. On Disney Plus, sorry they stole your life and made it a kid show. So it's nice to just have somewhere else to keep my wrapped gifts that feel like clutter in the house but are too sentimental to permanently part with. Sorry for the long message. Just want to say thank you in all caps. Thank you and love you and the pod so much. And if you mention the show, tell them to watch episode 11. That is mine. Very exciting. So that's from Alice. I'm an influencer, another unit in the family.
Oh my gosh, how exciting.
Very exciting.
If you have a small space, you're adding to your square footage of your home.
Just think of it as like your rent went up $100 and you're getting like a tiny bedroom.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how I look at it.
And you can sleep in it if you're sneaky enough.
It's frowned upon, but definitely you can sleep in it. And what I have learned is it is like rent in that it goes up every year. I didn't realize that. They're always like, get in for $1, and then it's only $18, and then the next year like, we're raising rent $100.
Well, there's no rules. There's not like rent control for storage units, 6% a year, right?
And then of course me, for like I had a fleeting moment, I was like, do I just move in? Like, do I leave that one and then start over at the low rent?
That's how they get you, because you're not going to want to move. Once you're in, they have you by the balls.
They have me.
For
they
sure.
have me by the balls. Yeah, so there you go. Thank you, Alice. We appreciate that. So shall we rub it out? The show.
Yeah, of course, the show.
I forgot. I may as well get these out. I did just pick up a box of Vicks VapoRub.
Company card.
I wanted to be able to smell it. I called here to see if you guys had some. Alistair looked and he didn't, and you didn't.
I don't. I think I have like whatever like the Whole Foods fake version is.
Yeah. And I wanted to share this. So when I go to estate sales, one of the things that I collect and buy are vintage food packages, especially glass. And I'll usually find them in garages with nails in them, or like they used them for some purpose after life.
Yeah.
And I've had this like old Vicks VapoRub bottle, glass bottle, cobalt blue. I'll let you know when cobalt blue hit the scene. I couldn't remember if it had a label or not. I was kind of wishing it did. But, I mean, this is like 130 years apart.
Wow, that is so cool.
130 years apart.
For their 150th anniversary, they should reissue that original bottle.
Yeah, that would be great.
Filled
this
with
one
rub.
bottle.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it did used to be white. It wasn't the clear petroleum.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's like, not so fun. Get on with the show.
No, but that's the thing that if you didn't say, people would write you and go, John, you didn't even mention that it didn't.
It was a white
that
cream.
Used to be white.
Nerd. Maybe we'll smell it before we get started.
Oh, the smell will take me back. Toss that over here.
Oh. And now I want to put a little under my nose, but it says not to do that.
Why? Don't tell me what to do.
Well, you could die.
Oh.
It's toxic if it.
Oh my God, this takes me back. I'm on the couch. I'm watching Wheel of Fortune.
Your mom.
It's 11 a.m.
My mom would rub it on our chest. If you don't know what Vicks VapoRub is, we'll get to it. You'll figure it out. But it's a medicine you rub on yourself, and you just smell like a menthol cigarette.
How does this work?
Babe, trust me, we'll get there. You're looking at the label to see how it works. I'm about to talk to you for an hour and 18 minutes about how this works.
Should people be pulled over? Should they be safely on the shoulder of the highway?
All right, so here we go. Let's talk about Lunsford Richardson, shall we?
We shall.
Born December 30th, 1854.
You are always taking our asses back in time.
You know what else happened that year?
What?
Levi's was founded.
Oh, wow.
You know how I know that?
How?
Because I have a timeline that one of our a few of our lovely listeners have helped us combine. And I just throwing this out there, I've reached out to the person that did that originally. So I want to give a quick shout out to Dan from Imperium Shaving. You can check his website. They have the heirloom
handcrafted
razors. I
Beautiful.
reached out to him today because I realized I'm already like 2 months behind on adding new information to the timeline. It's just challenging because there's so much to put the show together.
That's a good fan project.
And I was like, hey, would you mind every couple of months just like updating it? You don't have to color code it or store it or anything. He's like, I'm happy to do that. So I'm going to give him a shout out. Thank you so much for doing that, because I really do now, whenever I put in a year, I'm like, what happened that year? So thank you, Dan.
I mean, what an honor.
You'll now continuously get shout outs throughout the show. You're now a legendary freak. So he's born December 1854. He's born a son of privilege and possibly lived on a plantation with slaves. I'm not 100% sure. Some stories said he did. Some stories don't mention that. Some stories said his best friends were
that VicksVapoRub.com mentioned it a lot. That would be strange.
Vicks
they have a whole
is
page.
Definitely not going to have the slavery page.
Sure.
Click to learn more about the slavery of our past. I bring it up because it is a little muddled. A few of these facts, and this does go way back, and I did a lot.
Were you in the microfiche?
I have so many articles from newspapers.com. It's bananas.
Wow.
So things I'm uncertain of. Were his best friends slaves? I don't know.
We don't know.
If his best friends were slaves, did they make homemade ointments on the plantation where he kind of gathered like, oh, that's like kind of where this knowledge started?
He was like, what's that smell?
We don't know. We just don't know. So it's out there. It could be.
Okay.
But then another thing that turns this on his head, there was a moment where on Facebook, they're like, let's celebrate Lunsford Richardson, the African-American who made Vicks VapoRub. And that wasn't him. So there was this whole period where everyone thought it was this black man. And
this
I'm
is from the official Vicks VapoRub Facebook?
No.
Okay. This is just like a meme that was going around.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So
interesting. So the story is a little muddled. I mean, I think we need to get the family on the line.
We need to get the Richardsons.
Yes.
Actually,
online one.
His great grandson just passed away in like 2015.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, in my head, I didn't realize it was his great grandson. I thought it was his son who goes on to run Vicks. Mm-hmm. But I was like, wow, he lived all the way to I was like, wait, he was born in 18. He had croup in 1894.
Hey, maybe his secret is the Vicks VapoRub. As long as you don't put it under your nose.
He's a vampire.
Instant death.
But in my head, I was like, wow, he lived through the Spanish flu and almost COVID.
Oh my gosh.
But he didn't. That was his son. Okay.
Oh.
All right. So, born a son of privilege. His dad died before he was 2 years old. That put a huge burden on his mom. His mom is now possibly running a plantation.
Wow, yeah.
And raising 5 kids on her own.
Goodness.
You being a mother of 2 can barely get through the day.
And I don't even have a plantation.
Imagine 3 more robins.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? You would be, I picture you would just be like a possum at night laying on your side and they're just all suckling your teeth. Drink up, kids.
All moms of 5 are nodding in recognition right now as their kids are dangling from their teats. Yes.
That's how I assume it works when
Sure.
people decide to have children. So she's raising 5 kids. He's the youngest of the 5. He has 2 older brothers. They leave and join the Confederate Army, of course. And then in April of 1865, their home and farm is looted by passing troops from the William Sherman's army that was like marching through the country. At that point, a lot of slaves like take off.
All the history buffs' ears are so perked up right now.
What I'm worried about is I do such a Cliff Notes version of history.
Sure.
Like I'm not even going to go into William Sherman's army because I didn't know it, but I have to look it up enough so I kind of know what happened. And they're like, girl, like you're barely scratching
I'm
the
sure there's
surface.
an 18-part podcast series about William Sherman's army.
Yeah, Ken Burns'
This ain't that
army.
show.
Yeah, this ain't that. So all the slaves leaving, that creates even more hardship for the family. At 14, he enrolls in the Homer and Graves School. In autumn of 1872, he enrolls in college at Davidson's College. Only 4 months later, his mom passes away.
Oh my gosh.
And when she dies, she leaves the kid some money. So he gets his allotment of money, and he realizes that it's not enough. He's just started college. It's not enough to get him through all 4 years of college. So what does he do?
Become an inventor.
No.
Oh.
Gets through all of college in only 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
He just is like, I'm going to hustle. This is what I can afford to pay for.
Sure.
Can we do this in 3 years? He not only does it in 3 years, he graduates salutatorian.
Okay.
That's the second. That's like
It's
when
not
you're
valedictorian.
Not valedictorian, the second person.
Sure.
They should just call it second-tatorian.
Second-tatorian.
If it was Harry Potter, it would be
Sectotatorius.
And then he's just very decorated. He's the winner of the Greek and Latin medals.
Wow.
He's the Bader's Medal in his there's so many words in here I'm going to stumble on. In his literary society.
So he's a smarty pants.
He's a smarty pants.
Great.
Really brainy boy.
Yeah.
He gets a job after college as a principal. He does that for about 4 years in a small...
A principal, like a school principal?
Yeah, school principal.
Fun.
You know, people, smarties who like chemistry and things like that.
Yeah.
They like to teach. They like to
Sure.
share their knowledge.
Hey,
What he didn't like...
You're doing it right now.
Yeah,
A what?
nothing. What he didn't like about it, the paychecks. Not a lot of money in the 1800s being a principal. I mean, and
Also,
not because of
wasn't it
inflation.
Like a one-room schoolhouse? Like you have
Probably.
like 9 kids. You're principaling.
You get a nickel every Friday?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You get a nickel per spanking for every kid you spank.
Gonna be a lot. This is a dad show.
No, but that's good. Dad spank.
There's going to be a lot of red buns in
That's
that class.
right.
That's as much as we can do. All right, so he saves up about $600. Today, that's $19,000
Okay,
because
okay.
we're in the 1800s.
Yes.
And he uses $450 of that to buy a drugstore that's owned by his brother-in-law. Wait, did you just ask what his brother-in-law's name was? I thought I heard you say that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was about to speak, but then I got a little frog in my throat. What's his brother-in-law's name?
Great question. That would be Dr. Joshua Vick.
Pull over, pull over, pull over, pull over. Pull over, pull over.
I gave myself goosebumps. And I knew. Dr. Joshua Vick. Put a pin in that. So he uses the remaining $150 to stock the store. I don't know why that fact was put into my research.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
It's like just they're getting paid by the word. He ends up renting a room from his brother-in-law, Dr. Vick, for $10 a month. That sounds cheap, but again, that's probably several $100s. And they become good friends. And then he decides he's got this drugstore. He kind of wants to learn how to become a pharmacist.
Oh, yeah.
Now, today, we think of pharmacists, we go to CVS, we go to Walgreens, we go to Rite Aid, we go to Kroger. I could go on, but I won't because the show is always so long. Al's like, just say CVS! But you go there, you give them your prescription. They've got a big wall of pills and salves and ointments and juices, and they get the thing you need and they give it to you. Back then, you go to a pharmacist, and there may be a few of those things that are already pre-made.
Yeah.
But they're making the drugs themselves.
That
They've got
is crazy.
the little mortar pestle.
Yes.
And they're crushing plants and minerals, and
so
they're literally
crazy.
making
Have
medicine.
you ever been to a compound pharmacy? That's where they make them there.
No.
Yeah, I've had some things compounded before. I don't remember what for, but it's like, it's basically that. It's like mortar pestle. They're like making they'll take a mortar and pestle, and then they'll like mix something like Vaseline. They like they're wizards. They're
It's so-
crafting it.
When you think
Eye
about
of Newt.
Eye of Newt, Shag of Vampire. When I think about medicine, I'm always so fascinated because you get a pill and you look at them, they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, white pill, but
Sure.
they all have such different effects.
When you take medicine, like sometimes if I have a headache, for example, or like a bad migraine, I'll take 2 different pain relievers. I'm having anxiety, so I'll take an anxiety pill, and I'll take something for nausea. And so I have like 4 different medicines, and I imagine you swallow the pill and it's like, let's get to work. And like it goes like in your mouth, and it knows.
How does it know?
How does it know where to go?
I always think of that with Aleve, because when I get like a pinched little something or like a pain, I think Aleve was my go-to. Luckily, I haven't had that in a long time. But like, and it would fix it.
It
I'm like,
fixes
how did it know to go to that
How does it know to
spot?
go there? And so if you take like a bunch of medicines at once, I think it's like a little like team in a huddle, and they're like, okay, you go to the belly, I'll go to the head, you go to the back, you go to the brain.
When you swallow it, it quickly, like its legs and arms pop out, and it gets its eyes open up. It's like when Frosty the Snowman comes to life when you put the hat on. He's like, let's do it.
Or like that sheep's eye in Alien Earth.
No. If you haven't watched Alien Earth, there's a very
Spoiler, there's a
disturbing
sheep's
sheep's eye. It's not a spoiler, but ugh.
Yeah.
That's cute. I kind of wanted the same thing. How do they know what to do? Especially when you take a handful of them.
Sure.
They like separate and they're like, you're on butt duty.
It doesn't make any sense. So mysterious.
yeah.
The fact that like this long ago that they had figured that out, it's one of those things where we're like,
Well-
thank God we're not the smartest people, because would we have Advil if it was you and me at the head of the pharmacy department? Honey, no.
Honey, no. We might have a greasy thing that smells
We
good.
might have a greasy
but
thing that
probably
smells
not
good.
even that.
No, we'd be like, chew on that leaf.
I would just
eat an apple.
I would just be like, you probably need a massage. I would just give everybody massages. I don't know how to make an ointment. Are you kidding me?
So instead of Vicks VapoRub, this would be John's Rub.
Vicks, yeah, Jon Rub.
John a rub, and it's just John rubs you.
Jon rubs you, and you give me $8, and it goes away. And if it doesn't, I run. All right, so he's like, I want to do that. He's like, it also, I think, is probably one of the only jobs where I can really take advantage of my Latin. That's what his degree was in college. There's not a lot of places you can show off your Latin
skills in Latin.
But pharmaceuticals, absolutely.
Sure.
So this is just something he really starts to get into. He uses his store to start like trying to like, he thinks of things that he wants to fix, ailments that he thinks he knows enough about medicines that he can create some sort of remedy himself.
Sure.
But he is definitely not the only person that has this idea. So let's just talk a minute about the medication scene of the 1880s.
Oh.
Okay, so
That's the hardest part about time travel is, God forbid, you get a boo-boo.
oh my, I mean,
You
honestly,
are
you
screwed.
get scratched by a rose's thorn and your arm is gone by Sunday.
Like
and
sawed off as you're
Sawed
like
off.
biting a leather strap tied to a table.
roughly sawed off. They don't have a saw, they have a dog chew it off. Like they are just going to figure out how to fix you in
Terrible.
the least comfortable way possible.
Horrible.
But medicines were really unregulated at this time. You have a lot of people like him just making their own products. And the concern is a lot of them are using very dangerous ingredients. You've got opium, you've got morphine, you've got alcohol. You may remember at the time, Coca-Cola is putting cocaine in their drink. I have a jug that my sweet grandma Thelma gave me. My dad's mom, Thelma. She gave me when I was a kid, a very old Coke jug that had a paper label on it, and the ingredients at the bottom, it says no longer contains cocaine. Wow. Very cool. But it was like back then, everything just is like, take this, you'll feel zippy. It's because you're freaking high. You're just like drugged out for 5 cents. It's
giving
like
your 6-year-old 2 tablespoons of who knows what.
Yeah.
Sure.
Meth. Everyone's just like coked out.
Well, he's bouncing off the walls. His cold must be gone. Send him back to school.
Yeah, he's not complaining about his headache anymore. He isn't breathing, but
sure.
Yeah, so they called it the golden age of patented medicines. And a patent medicine is someone's like, I've created this ointment, I've created this juice, it'll fix these 9 things. They get a patent for it, no issue to get that, and now it's theirs.
Wow.
Billy Bob's cure-all juice, whatever. So it's just kind of a lawless land. And if you were lucky, the medicine worked and your ailment went away. If it wasn't so great, it may do nothing, and then it's worse, it would kill you. I mean, it's really, those are the 3 options.
That's quite the gamble. How bad does your foot hurt? Are you willing to take the ultimate risk?
Basically, the pills were like Russian roulette of the time.
Yeah, for sure. The pharmacy is a dangerous place.
But yes, and they were easy to get. You could get them in a pharmacy. You could mail order them. They would be traveling medicine shows. You got the guy standing on the crate like, come on, one and all, 5 cents. Like, we'll fix that.
Crazy.
He'll have like one of us in the audience pretending that we have an eyeball falling out. I can fix that. It's wild times. Time machine, I would definitely dip a visit in there. Not too long because I feel like I would get a scratch and then I would be dead really fast.
Immediate dog bite.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as your time machine doors open.
As soon as my foot steps out, chomp, take his foot off. So Richardson just starts tinkering with his own recipes and creating a variety of different products at the time.
Cool.
In 1890, he moves his family to another part of North Carolina. And I mention North Carolina only because it's always mentioned in all of his things. I think he's a citizen that they're very proud of. It's like, if it was Cincinnati, I get it. It's like he's ingrained in North Carolina.
Ohio
culture.
has too many
did
inventors to like have a statue. The whole state would be statues if everybody who came from Ohio got a statue.
That sounds like a Twilight
Statue
Zone.
town?
The whole town is statues.
Yeah.
Clunk, clunk, clunk. I just want a hamburger. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
What's that
then
sound of? You clunk and where? You're
him
knocking on a statue
trying to get the attention, and then you're asleep, and then you hear like clunk, clunk.
and you're in bed and a statue's in your room looking over you.
Every time you look, he's a little closer, and you're like, this can't be real, and you close your eyes, and then you open it, and he's 2 feet closer. You never actually see him move.
Oh.
That was a device in film. The Film Channel gets it in the Discord. Anyway, okay, so he moves in 1890 with his family. He gets a partner there named John Ferris.
And no relation?
Not John Glover, esteemed pre-Emmy John Glover. And they purchase a popular drugstore at the time, W.C. Porter's drugstore. They rename it Richardson's Ferris Drugstore, and they become the largest drugstore in that town.
Oh, good for them.
And at this point, he has several concoctions going. He's got liver pills, and even the list of that. His tonic laxative liver pills cure constipation, dyspepsia, indigestion, lazy liver, sallow skin. He's got hot drops that are a painkiller, yellow pine cough cure, and expectorant for consumption. Everyone always had consumption.
Sure.
Deep colds and La Gripe. I don't know what La Gripe is.
Well, you've had La Gripe.
I definitely, if you don't shut up. No, Dad, I'm not. I know, I love women. You had turtle oil liniment.
Turtle oil?
Yeah, Tar Heel,
I want no
sarsaparilla.
turtle oil.
Just so many things. All of these, he's got this whole little bag of tricks that he's
I mean, I'm thinking of an amber bottle that you pour onto a spoon, and
Oh.
it tastes disgusting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And you just pray that it doesn't kill you.
Turtle oil now with real turtle.
Now with shell removed. Now with 40% less shell. Then 1894.
Oh.
2 things happen.
Okay.
You should know the first one.
1894.
I've told you
1894.
before.
You have, yeah.
Or maybe you told me. No, I think I told you.
What?
I don't remember. Hershey's was founded.
Oh, sure. Toilet cam.
What?
Sorry, daddies.
Quit saying daddies. 1894, Hershey's is founded. I know that because of our lovely timeline. And then Henry Louis Smith, also just known as Smith, Richardson's son, who's 9 years old, gets croup. And croup is something I feel like I've heard of for the first time in the last month.
I said croup. Yeah, my son had croup.
I know, and I already knew I was doing this show.
Oh
and
my gosh, how
I
funny.
literally almost, this is so Slytherin of me. I was like, should I tell her that Vicks VapoRub is good for croup? And then she's going to be like, oh, that's a good brand. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, I'm doing Vicks VapoRub. And I'm like, no.
So
but
instead, my
ask,
son coughs through the night, that signature barky croup cough.
That's what I put, a bark-like cough.
It is quite barky.
Does that mean bark like a dog?
It kind of sounds like a seal almost. You know that cough? It's like, it's very like, yeah, it's kind of like gasping for air, like lungy kind of cough.
That's how I read
Wow,
it.
some Vicks VapoRub really would have helped.
No, I did it. I unslytherined and did. I was like, hey, have you tried Vicks VapoRub?
Yeah, I don't have any, yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't buy any.
It did resolve itself in less than a day. If I had gone on another day, I would have.
Yeah, but I did. I didn't. I'm sure. I did what was best.
I feel like my son too would not tolerate being rubbed with any salve.
Smelly old,
no,
smelly
I think he would
smell.
have liked that.
Obviously, Richardson hated seeing his son in this distress. At the time, there was a couple different ways that people would treat this. One was a poultice. Do you know what a poultice is?
Yes, and this is like real, but how?
It's basically you take a clump of like leaves.
Yeah.
It may have some sort of like eucalyptus or different oils in it.
Okay.
You put it on your body. You put a mustard plaster on it or dried leaves. It's basically...
It draws something out.
Yes. It's supposed to be the same kind of thing. It makes vapors, draws something out.
Sure.
Very of the time.
Sure.
Very messy. And that's what he didn't love about it. It's a sloppy solution.
I already have a sick kid. Now I'm like cleaning leaves out of the bed.
Yeah, you don't feel well? Here, let me hit you with a pile of wet leaves. Mom! They also use vapo-kerosene lamps, which was a medical device. It was a kerosene lamp where you heated and vaporized coal tar distillate called cresoline. And I think it was also to create vapors.
It's kind of like an aromatherapy diffuser of the time.
Of the time.
Wow.
They did not get it at Anthropology. They bought it at Bill's Dry Goods.
Dry goods, definitely.
We haven't said dry goods in a while. We should make an old-timey on-brand dry goods merch shirt.
That's great.
Okay. But he didn't love these solutions, so he wanted to come up with a cleaner, more effective way to help his kid. I love that he's like, how do I help him? To the lab. It'll take me a month, but how can I... Dad, I'll be back on Thursday. So he's interested in using menthol. Why?
Menthol.
It is the hottest item in town right now.
Ooh.
It's coming in from Japan. They've used it for thousands of years. It's considered a wonder drug. Now, how did he learn of menthol? Here's where we get into another one of our shady things, because I do too much research. All of the things said that he learned of menthol because he carried Bengay in his store.
I'm just thinking of you with like 70 tabs open, newspapers.com, all your articles, and like trying to get to the bottom of where he learned about menthol.
That's 100% what I do.
Oh, it's just so fun. And then like, why would this newspaper print that if it's not true? They should issue a retraction, this newspaper from 1895.
That's what I do.
Pretty crazy.
You can't just
stuff.
go to Wikipedia.
No, you can't.
I can't anyway. So, okay, here's where I get a little confused. All the stories are like, he carried Bengay, we all know the drug Bengay, in his store.
That was already around. I thought Bengay was from like the 80s.
Let me finish.
Wow, okay.
He carried Bengay in his store, learned of its menthol properties, and was like, maybe I can incorporate that. Now, when did I say his son was sick? 1894.
Yes.
When did Bengay get introduced to America? 1898.
So already.
So what are we
doing?
What's happening? It's like, this is where I'm like...
Is there no journalistic integrity? Was this journalist not even fact checked? Maybe was a correction issued in the following week?
Do you know how hard things like this is for me? Because then I got to dig deeper.
Oh, gosh.
So I dig deeper, and I found something that said, according to family legend, he had traveled to France, where he observed the use of menthol. Okay. So here we are. Maybe, okay, we have these two things. He went to France and saw menthol, but he sold menthol. Who made Bengay?
Yeah.
I'm glad that you asked. Bengay was made by Dr. Jules Bengay, with a slash over the E, in France. He was in France at the time, literally creating Bengay.
Interesting.
So this is not canon from the Vicks website, but this is, as an educated human being, believe what I think happened. He went to France. Of course, it is very logical that he would meet with other esteemed doctors of the time.
Sure, yes.
He
Swapping
met with
trade secrets.
Trade secrets. He meets Jules Bengay, who's like, oh, you must come. I don't know how to do a French accent. You must come to my lab and see what I'm doing with this amazing vapor named menthol. He goes and he sees and he's like, I love it. He's like, takes it back. He thinks of his son. When his son is sick, he's like, Bengay. And it's like, gets some menthol. So that is what I believe, and that is what I'm putting out there.
It'll make a great scene in the movie.
We never even talk about Matt Damon anymore. Have we moved on from that bit?
I feel like he has kind of like left the public consciousness.
Yeah, and our minds.
Yeah, I think so.
Timothy Chalamet.
Is
Lunsford Richardson? No, he would definitely be Jules Bengay.
Definitely.
He's like, I need to sink my teeth into that.
Maybe Bradley Cooper with his new face.
Oh, if you haven't looked at Bradley Cooper yet, Dad, that's an actor. He was in that movie with Lady Gaga. Go look him up. Okay, so that's what I think happened. So regardless of how he got to it, he takes menthol, he takes camphor, eucalyptus oil, cedar leaf oil, turpentine oil, thiamol. He's just in nutmeg oil. He's just in his lab. Anything oil that has a scent, he's grabbing it. He's putting it in. What's he going to do? Is he going to have this smelly juice? What's he going to do with that? No, he needs a delivery system. What is a relatively new delivery system that came out in 1872, just 22 years earlier?
Petroleum jelly?
Petroleum.
Which we learned from the Vaseline episode,
jelly.
A famous ointment episode, a byproduct of oil refining. The goo that would be left on the pump. What can we do with this goo? We can refine it, turn it into this salve that has universal capabilities.
I mean, our worlds are really just...
gets me really excited.
See, this is why I wanted the timeline, because I would have forgotten that unless I looked at the timeline.
It's very cool.
There you go. So he's like, let's put all this in petroleum jelly. And this may seem obvious. Maybe it's not even something you thought about. Most ailments at the time were treated internally. Oh. You're given a juice, you're given a pill, you're given something to consume to take care of the problem. To treat it externally is really thinking outside of the box at this time. And a lot of things, like you mentioned a minute ago, a lot of things that you were taking internally tasted really bad.
Yeah.
So to get a kid, you even said this about your kid, like to get them to taste, I remember when we were a kid, and like... And I also think I'm crazy. I haven't looked this up. If someone wants to look, I think at one point there was a Coca-Cola cough syrup, because I remember a tiny little bottle of Coca-Cola in our refrigerator that was cough syrup. But I've never looked at it.
Was it cough syrup, or was it just like Coke syrup and you would take it like for medicine for some reason?
I don't think so, but it was small. But we had to have like Luden's cough drops because kids just needed something that tasted good.
And I remind my kids of this all the time. They don't want to take medicine, even though it's like made to be so yummy now. Yeah. I'm like, imagine a time when it doesn't have to taste good. I mean, you're lucky it tastes good. There's kids who like they're having to choke down this stuff. Yours tastes like bubble gum.
Yeah,
like how lucky.
Even at the dentist was like the transition of that. Sure. Like, what kind of fluoride treatment do you want? Bubble gum, and then you get it, and you're like, oh,
yeah, or root beer.
And they tasted so gross,
so bad.
Yeah, tell them like we used to have to like take like snake drippings, like hold a snake above our head.
Yeah, squeeze it from rattler to fang and whatever dribbled in your mouth,
and hope that it fixed the problem. So you've got these kids, they just don't want to take this disgusting stuff. So doing something externally is a boon to use on a child. And
you know what cough treatment I've heard just like in like Facebook moms groups that people say works. It's an external thing. Putting onions in socks or onions in saran wrap on your feet and sleeping with them. And people say there's like no reason why. It feels so 1800s, but people say that it works. So I have never personally tried it, and I cannot imagine my kids tolerating having half of an onion saran wrapped to their foot while they sleep. I mean, good freaking luck. But if anybody's tried it, I'm genuinely curious.
I just feel like I'm going to wake up with a rat nibbling on my toe. It's like,
It'd be hard too because you have shoes on, you have jeans on.
It's like, this works through leather? Okay, let's give it a try. Slept in jeans last night.
You did?
I don't know what it is with me. I am jeaning it up lately.
Wait, like not just last night, like the past
Johnny Blue jeans.
several nights.
Got to keep going.
Great.
Okay, so he gets all those oils into this petroleum jelly, and now he's got this salve that produces this really intense scent, and it actually kind of acts like a poultice. Like it's just a clean, maybe not cleaner, but I mean, I guess it's still cleaner than a pile of leaves.
Because it's not like crumbly wet leaves with like a piece of cloth you have to like sog on there that's wet and dripping and getting your bed wet. No, this seems like it's so much cleaner.
Yeah. The idea behind it is that the only thing that it needs is the heat of the human body. That is what activates everything. That's what's so genius about it.
Cool.
You don't need any external devices. You put it on, your own warmth is what will
kind of like melt and disperse the scent.
Yeah, it's kind of
really
like
cool.
It's almost like obvious and ingenious at the same time.
I love that.
So every great new product needs a name, of course. This one is no exception. So obviously he's going to call it Richardson's Magic Croup and Pneumonia Cure Salve.
So specific.
Just rolls off the tongue.
I kind of miss names like that. Like that is like so bad that I feel like now names are also generic. They all seem like they're made by AI, like combining of two. Where I like this. I like this.
Richardson's Magic Croup and Pneumonia Cure Salve.
It's like Dr. Bronner's magic soap, all one. Like it, yeah.
I actually have a bottle at home. I forget. It's for like dog medicine, but it's called Glover's something like dog treatment or something.
You have like a vintage bottle of dog medicine?
I do, from like probably the same time period from the 1800s. How could I not buy that? So was it catchy? No. Did it fit on the label? No. Did he keep it? No.
You should go on Etsy and just see like search Glovers and see like
I do that all the time. That's how I've like found my Johnstown Gloversville stuff from New York.
Oh, how funny.
I'm always searching my name. Duh.
Doesn't everybody do that?
So he decides he wants a new name. He wants something short. He wants something obviously they'll fit on the label, that'll look nice, and something that's easy to remember. Here we are at debate number 3 of this show. Okay, so where does he get a name? There is an obvious assumption that he named it after his brother-in-law, Dr. Joshua Vick.
Yes.
He respected him. Dr. Vick was well established in the community, in the medical field.
It gave it some credibility to have a name stamped on it.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Dr. Vick was open to it. It was his friend, his mentor, short name, checked off all the boxes. Vick. He liked it. Mm-hmm. Now, number 2, when I was doing my research when he opened the drugstore, the Richardson Ferris drugstore, of course, I will now search that to see if I can find old ads and stuff.
Sure.
And I did, and they labeled themselves in their ads as druggist and seedsmen. So they were obviously sellers of seeds as well.
Okay.
And so there are other accounts that said, and I looked this up to verify it, at the time, there was a very popular seed brand called Vicks Seeds. Oh. And they said, so there are people that said they believe he saw that packaging and really liked it, liked the way it looked, and took the name from that.
Just took the name.
Just use the name.
Interesting.
It's 1890.
True.
It's like, who's going to be like, no one's worried about,
That's true.
They have to like take 4 bus rides over. Bus? Trains? Clip clop? I don't know. They just hear clip clop in the middle of the night. Bill Vick is here.
He's got a bone to pick with you.
Got a seed to crunch with you, my friend.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So it's one of the two. It could be both. I think it could be both. I think he sees the seeds and he's like, well, I mean, that's a no-brainer. You know what it reminds me?
I know a Vic.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
You may not know this. George Lucas. I worked on a Star Wars documentary years ago. I had to go up to Lucasfilm. Where was Lucasfilm located? Off of Lucas Valley Drive.
Okay.
I think off the 5 up in Marin County.
Yes.
Without question, assumed that was named after him at some point, probably in the 80s. There was a dedication to it, and it was just, that's George Lucas's exit.
Yes.
It wasn't. He was looking at 2 different properties in Marin County, and one of them was on Lucas Valley Road, and his friend was like, why wouldn't you just pick the one that's on Lucas Valley?
Gosh, how funny.
And it was there before him.
Wow. I feel like you're that same way. Like if there was a neighborhood in LA that had a Glover Lane that you could live on, you'd leave all your friends behind to move there.
Funny you say that, because on the way to Highland Park, there is a Glover Street, and it looks a little run down.
So you're not racing there.
So I'm not rushing, but I am like, I probably maybe could afford a house there.
It would be a selling point for you also.
Oh yeah, John Glover on Glover Lane. Do you know the Muffin Man? It ticks the boxes.
How many friendships have there been like falling outs over these controversies that you're unpacking today? Like people saying like, no, that's not where he learned about menthol. No, that's not how. Well,
I think what it is. I think what it is I researched such a large span of time, so I'm looking at. And we'll talk about, there's an interesting thing about the ads that Vicks puts out. So when I'm looking at the things from 1800s, you just get different information. Then by the 40s, it's like changed. Obituaries change things a lot, because I think people want their like family members want the obituaries to really shine. So I think that maybe facts get altered in obituaries to put the best light forward. But then when after someone has died, they'll look at an obituary to get facts, and then that
so now
becomes
it's kind
canon.
of rewritten history.
Yeah, so I think over time things just naturally change. So you kind of have to figure out.
I always thought obituaries were like likely to be more accurate when I'm reading an obituary on newspapers.com, because I feel like it's like that's the family setting the record straight, whereas otherwise it's some like journalist who's kind of gleaning from lots of different sources. So I'm giving too much credit to obituaries. I take them pretty seriously.
And this is my theory. Like I could be wrong, but I do think I would.
We write your obituary. It's like it's all fake.
I mean,
henceforth, this shall be canon.
This is canon. Yeah, I'm sure. I would be shocked if every obituary is completely accurate. I could be like, maybe someone that was a little like had some, flaws. They just.
But for dates and stuff, it feels like the family knows. The family knows.
Sure. But also, you have to look at when family like. When someone dies, they maybe get information from their grandkids.
True.
And those grandkids are told stories from 2 generations before that.
And they don't give a shit.
And they don't know. So those stories become, it's all, what are we talking about?
Who's going to write your obituary? Me?
It's written.
Oh, is it?
You don't have, I update it every 6 months.
You do have your funeral playlist.
I do have my music picked up for my funeral, which is constantly changing. It's on my phone under funeral playlist. All right, so 1898, the drugstore isn't quite scratching his itch to satisfy his ambitions. He sells all his
drugstores never do. You think they're going to fill that hole, but no, it's still, they say, new drugstore, same you. That's what they say. That's where that saying came from.
Merch. That's what he was saying. You know what? New drugstore, same me.
Yeah.
It's like, I've invented a greasy salve. I need more than this. He sells his interest to his partner, and then he forms the L. Richardson Drug Company. It's a wholesale drug company. It allows him to fine-tune his remedies and try to sell them to a much wider market.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm getting this bong 4 times a day, and I don't know what's causing it. I don't know what app. I don't know if someone's...
It's such an unusual chime.
I know. It's not any of the things that I know. I don't know what that bong is.
Close all your tabs.
I just mute the thing. Oh. Close all my tabs.
How many tabs do you have open right now?
Probably 400.
Oh, dear.
I keep a lot of tabs open. So he acquires a small building. In the back half, he's manufacturing all his now named Vicks remedies. Mm-hmm. And in the front half... he's a Pepsi Cola distributor.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
Selling Pepsi Cola to make money while he figures out all of his medicines.
What a great side hustle.
And that's a new product at the time, so they were probably looking for... Yeah. I was like, was Pepsi invented? I was like, another controversy! But Pepsi was invented.
You got into the habit of being a real super sleuth. That's fun.
I just like to be as accurate as possible because I read so many things that I learn are inaccurate. Mm-hmm. One that's driving me crazy is I saw VapoRub listed for a paper... decades before. I was like, this has to be a misprint or something. And
like the year is a misprint? Yeah, like it's not possible?
Yeah, I was like, it can't be something.
I'm in a Facebook group, Matrix Mysteries, and that might fit. They would really like that.
You are? So you jump from like, here's what I made at Trader Joe's today. You guys aren't going to believe what I learned about Vicks VapoRub.
It pops up a lot, and it'll be like, somebody who's like, my dog who's been dead for 20 years just like came in and handed me a bone or something. It's like stuff like that.
Did you talk about that one about the fish in the fish tank?
No.
There was like a fish in a fish tank, and one day the fish disappeared.
Okay.
It like...
Where Where'd the fish go?
It was just gone. They looked everywhere. It was gone. They cleaned up the fish tank.
Like empty out all the water.
I think empty out the water, maybe put new water in, got new fish. And one day, like a year later, the fish is back. And they don't know. They think they're like, the only place it could have gotten like stuck somehow in like the filter system. But how could it have been there for a year
like
surviving?
Not eating, yeah.
So
that they would love that on Matrix Mysteries. I just learned the term a mimic, which is like, and people like the comments of these are so funny. Somebody's like, my daughter came home from school and she said hi. She dropped down her backpack and I was like gardening. And then I looked up again and my daughter came home from school and dropped down her backpack. And I was like, weren't you just here? She was like, no, I just got home from school. And then everyone in it's like 800 comments. They're all like, yeah, that's a mimic. I have one in my house. Its name is Sheila. We're friends. It likes attention. I leave it a bowl of candy. Like people are living really spooky private lives that you don't know about. And everyone, like, it's a mimic. It's a mimic. Yeah, I had one of those as a kid. Like mimics. I don't know. It's really funny.
That is so funny. People are so weird online. I have such a great. I'm in an LA group, and there's old photographs, and one was this week. Someone's like, my great grandfather took this sometime before 1900.
Okay,
we don't know where. Can anyone help me figure it out? And so I searched the photo, and you could see the name of a company on one of the walls. I looked that company up. I found it. It like came to LA in like 1890 and like left at 1895. So I'm like, and I sent those.
You're doing side research on a Facebook post?
I just love it. I just love it. So I post those pictures. I'm like, here's what I deduced. I was like, I even found an article that said like it was a store that was in New Mexico. I was like, it showed the owner of that store came, because these are things that were in the newspaper at the time.
Sure.
It'd be like, this guy came to LA and had lunch today.
I love when a newspaper article that's so old, so slow news that it's like a visitor is coming.
Yeah, there's so many of those. I found those for Vick. It'd be like Lunsford Richardson went to Europe for vacation this week. And it's like, that was it.
That's news.
So I wrote it. I was like, he came for lunch on this day. I bet he was here to talk about like getting the property.
Yeah.
And then here's a thing saying they were closing down in 1895. I was like, so you can use an educated guess that photo was taken between those 5 years. But then other people will come in and they'll be, I don't even think this is LA. This is in New Mexico, because they just saw that he was from New Mexico. And then I just like leave it, because I'm like, girl, you're the reason there's mistakes in so many things.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
So this is what I'm doing on the side.
So you're like, have your 800 tabs for Vicks, and then you're like, well, maybe a little bit more research. And it was research for the show, because it made it into the episode.
It made it into the episode. And this is why I justify my $75 every 6 month newspapers.com membership.
There you go.
Thank you, Patreon. Okay, so he's hustling Pepsi in the front. He's making his concoctions. He has 21 of them at this point. But there does seem to be a clear leader in the pack. That is the salve that he made for his son, which is now called Vicks Magic Croup Salve. Ooh. So he's kind of half the words.
Yeah, okay.
And we've got Vicks in there. We're getting there.
We're getting closer.
We're getting there. It's a straightforward product. It's really easy for people to understand. Doctors like it. They kind of promote it like, if you're not able to get to the doctor, anyone can do this. Sure. Like, you don't have to go there. Like,
it's one of those inventions, and this is why Lori would like it on Shark Tank. It needs a demo, because this is something that nobody has a reference point for. It's like, well, what do I do? Do I eat it? It's like, no, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it.
Too late. My tongue is burning.
You really need your hand held a little bit with how to use the product.
So, but once you know, it's
once you know.
Oh, and then the neighbor's like, I don't know how to use it. And then they act all cocky, like, Karen, here, let me show you. And then he starts rubbing it on Karen. Sorry, it's a dad episode. Sorry, Dad.
It was almost turning into a daddy episode.
Okay. So he really believes in what he's making, and he wants to devote all of his time to trying to sell that. The issues he's having is the stockholders that helped him open his drug company, thoroughly interested in dividends, and not him promoting his products.
Wow, no one wants to work. Just free check.
Money. They just want that $1.50 every year.
Without having to lift a finger.
So it's 1905.
Okay.
He is 50 years old, and he sells his wholesale drug business, including the building. He retains control of the 21 products that he's created, and he takes the biggest gamble of his life.
Wow.
He has $8,000, which I was like, yeah, that's a lot. How much is that? $295,000.
Oh my, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So you have $300,000 and you're all in on launching a new company.
I mean, you're 50. You have what, like 5 more years, like in 1905. Like, enjoy your life. Go to Aruba.
15 more years. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, back then.
Back then.
Though he does,
No,
he is
I'm telling you, I'm giving you a
spoiler.
freak peek.
I guess, well, and you know what, I'll count for that? He's a medicine man, so he has access to a lot of good medicines for
the
longevity.
last 3 years, he's just pure morphined up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm alive! So he's all in, starts his own company. It's a similar kind of situation. He's working out of 2 small rooms. He hires 3 people to work with him, and he's concentrating solely on manufacturing the remedies that he's made.
Okay.
And he calls the company the Vick Family Remedies Company.
Family Remedies Company.
We're here. We're getting here.
We're great. That's
Close.
so much better.
So 1907, his eldest son, Smith, the one that had croup, starts working with his dad.
Aw.
He learns sales. He goes on the road for 3 years. He does really great at it. He just takes to it very well.
Wow.
The sales at the company climb steadily. He becomes the sales manager.
Well, and he's like, it helped me. I'm the boy.
He's like, I did...
You do a really good fake cough.
Never done that before. Hello, sharks?
I don't know how you can monetize this.
Do you need to get out of your job? Let me place the call.
When you would call in sick, would you put on a voice?
Everyone does. It drives me so crazy. No one has ever called a job to call off where they don't fake cough because they feel like they have to hear a cough. They're like, I'm just not feeling well, so I think I'm going to stay home. It's like, girl, come on. We know. Just everyone.
Yeah, you don't want to sound too chipper.
You don't want to sound too chipper.
With like the sound of like roller coasters in the background.
Are you in a...
Click, 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 click. Whee! Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it today.
Roller coasters. That makes so much more sense. In my head, I was thinking roller skates, so I almost made a joke about the skating rink at Burbank. And then you started to do those clicks, and I was like, that sounds like a roller coaster. And then you said roller coaster, and I was like, oh, I was wrong.
Roller coasters.
Okay.
I mean, roller skates in the background also is not great if you're calling it sick.
Definitely not. Are you listening to Cyndi Lauper? What's all that laughing? I assume Cyndi Lauper's playing it all.
Sure, of course.
Skating rinks. All right, so... he becomes the sales manager. He brings more people on. They outgrow their space. In 1910, they move into a larger but still small building. 1911, 1 year later, they need a space double that size. 1912, his other son joins the company,
Great.
Lunsford Richardson.
This is like a dad episode.
This is
Sons and Dads.
Sons and Dads. I love a company back in the day that was like Glover and Sons.
Glover and Sons. That's
Thanks,
cute.
Dad, for never making that happen. He's like, I was a land developer. Did you want to develop land? Yeah.
No.
No.
Can I have a radio show for your company?
The vampire land developer. Welcome to this lot. It is 5 acres.
And not haunted.
Let me count how many acres it is. 1 acre. All right. So Smith's younger brother starts the company. He becomes office manager. Smith then becomes, in addition to being the sales manager, he starts to head their advertising. And this is a big deal, the advertising thing that's going to happen here now.
Okay.
So the company's growing. I found this little newspaper blurb that talked about Vicks, and I'm going to read it just because it's short. Vick Chemical Company to increase capacity. The Vick Chemical Company have greatly added room to their plant, almost doubling the floor space for manufacturing the remedies that are now becoming so well known over the country. Vicks Family Remedies are becoming the household word throughout the South. So they're huge in the South, and they're trying to branch out into the rest of the country. So when Smith becomes in charge of advertising, he kind of takes a step back, looks at the company, what they're doing, where he wants it to go, and he feels like they're a little bit bloated. This is kind of giving me Steve Jobs. Like when he came back to Apple and he's like, there's too much stuff going on.
Sure.
We're going to focus on the iMac. We're going to focus on this and this. And he's like, we got 21 things here. There's one that I care about.
What the rest of those medicines were.
Oh, I mean, there's ads for him. All that list that I read you.
The liver cleanse and
that
stuff.
List that I read you, there's Vicks ads. I'll put them in the supplementals that just have the whole list of them.
That's fine, yeah.
But they're like, this salve is really where it's at, the Vicks Croup. Now it's called Vicks Croup and Pneumonia Salve.
We put pneumonia back in.
Pneumonia's back in.
People were like looking at the shelf and they're like, I don't have croup. I do have pneumonia.
Yeah.
Probably won't work for me then.
And diarrhea salve. I have diarrhea. And they just keep adding to what everybody has. And headache salve.
Rub it on your chest. It won't hurt.
Put it on your bum. But what he realizes the problem at this point, now you got Vaseline. There's salves all over the place.
Sure.
They're not the only salve. And he's like, we have the long name. Everyone has the long name. We need a new name.
Short, tight.
Something short. Something tight. How about we call it Vicks VapoRub?
Interesting.
We'll name it after its two characteristics. It's vapors and you rub it.
I'm surprised that it started out Vapo. But the R from rub matches
Turns
vapor.
into vapor.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
I actually learned that. I realized that this week too.
I'm looking at the box because like doing like the Vapo feels kind of like very, I don't know, like almost like 1950s where you make like, where you kind of cutify a name like Succomatic or something.
Dad.
A vacuum.
Hopefully my dad's in the restroom. Jeez Louise. It was a vacuum.
Yeah, a vacuum. Right.
The
yeah.
Succomatic.
The Succomatic. Okay. So Vapo kind of sounded like a little cutesy like that. But now I'm seeing it. We wouldn't do like VapoRub because that's double R. What the heck are we doing?
Right.
We're paying by the letter.
And they're not going to do a backwards R because they'll get sued by Toys R Us.
Exactly.
Eventually.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
It does say vapor if you look at it, the whole word.
Vapor, yeah.
Okay.
VapoRub, what's that?
VapoRub. I'll have 2 bottles. How much are they? 1 cent? Okay, I'll have 2. 1 cent's what? $16. What? None of them make sense. All right. Okay, so here's my problem. And this is controversy number 4.
Oh my
and
God.
This is a controversy that I have created. So Smith is credited for rebranding in most information that you find.
Okay.
It'll all say Smith. The one who had croup is the one that named it VapoRub. Beautiful story.
Great.
That looks great on a Vicks website.
Hell of an obituary.
Hell of an obituary. Almost died of croup, saved by this ointment, named the ointment 14 years later.
Great.
But while I was researching, between the months of March and May 1912, I found several advertisements from the Vicks company offering $50 to rename their salve product.
They did like a contest?
They did like a contest. Now, what I was not able to find was one where a winner was picked.
Okay.
So either they had this contest. I picture it. I don't know Smith at all. Probably a lovely boy, but maybe they got a bunch of submissions and he combined a couple of them or somehow came up to that with that word through that and just used it and didn't win. Maybe someone did come up with it and won, and history has just changed it and gave him credit for it because it was his contest and that person did get $50.
We're giving you $50, but you're not going to like get any of the credit or the fame.
Yeah.
$50 is a lot of money.
$50 is like $14 million back then.
Do you think there was a bottle of Vicks VapoRub on the Titanic?
Well, it's interesting that you bring up the Titanic because I'm sure people are like, Jon, you're in 1912 and you've made no mention of the ship.
How dare you?
So when I was doing research, and then I went in a deeper dive on this contest to see exactly how many times they had put advertisements out there offering this $50. I did get to one that was published on April 15th, 1912.
Okay.
And I was looking at that, and I was like, wait a minute. And I turned the page to the front page of the next day, and it was a full page of the sinking of the Titanic. Wow. And I literally gave myself juice.
I have chills.
Juice bumps?
Juice bumps. That sounds like a Vicks product. Juice bumps.
I was like, it felt so like Titanic is now so ingrained in the canon of this show, but it's also just I loved the movie
and in the culture. I mean, you think of it as like a cultural institution. I mean, we've mentioned there's like Titanic inflatable slides that like look like the sinking of the Titanic. You forget that this was a real meteoric news event. So reading a newspaper, when you catch that black and white picture,
and when it's back then when it is the full page and like every article is like they have found different stories to cover, like this person is telling us this and this is how many it's like not even the accurate number of deaths yet because
you can feel the gravity of the event because it's like that's what people saw in real time.
And what I'm so impressed by, this is 1912, that ship sank that night, that morning.
That is crazy.
Or was it the morning of the 15th? I don't know. Within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And if they're able to get as much information as they can without the technology that we have today, they're
Insane.
like, beep, 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 beep. They're like Morse coding.
Like carrier pigeon.
Carrier
like in
pigeon,
the sky.
I'm assuming dogs swimming across the ocean with like a news, like notes in their mouth. It's just incredible. Now, here's the question that I honestly don't know how to answer.
Okay.
Do I reach out to Jim Cameron and say, listen, I know you have put Titanic to bed a long time ago.
Sure.
Would it make sense at all if someone maybe in third class was reading a paper and turns a page and it's like, hey, they got a contest at Vicks to name a new rub. Should we put that in? Because that would be accurate.
It would be
factual
accurate.
and it would be cool.
Oh, I feel like we got to get on a submersible. I know I said I'm never going to get on one.
I'm not. I thought you were going to say we got to get on a Zoom call with Jim. I'm not getting on a submersible. No way.
I just feel like one of those little glass bottles would have kept. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
The newspapers are all gone, but the glass bottle.
Oh, you want us
kept.
to go down?
To go
I could just ask him
down.
when he dives next to see if he can find this blue bottle.
I think that would be really helpful. Either way, we should run some things by him.
Definitely need to reach out
Titanic
to Jim at some point about this episode. He's like, you have a podcast? And then he starts listening.
I mean, maybe he could say, oh, actually, I know from our set decorator that we did have in the third class cabin, we did have like little ointments and like medicines that people would have brought with them on a trip. And there was an old bottle of Vicks VapoRub.
I bet his researcher at the time, when they were doing
Sure.
research, came across those ads for Vicks.
Absolutely.
How cool is that?
And they were like,
that
oh, that's
been
interesting. Did you know that it was named by a contest? And somebody's like, I heard it was named by the son, the one who had croup.
the one that had croup. Wait, it was? There was a. Can you show me where you're getting this information from?
And then it becomes a fist fight. As all fights about this brand do.
A bra. I love it. So that was just a fun little, this is why you do it. This is why you
This is why you do it. This is why, like, I mean, did you leave your house for this past week? Have you been, like, locked up in your research cave?
I actually am embarrassed if people knew how much I research every episode, how much time I actually do spend.
You need, like, 8 monitors.
I need to be
Like
Minority
NASA.
Report.
Yeah.
And, like, I need to get a staff. Plus, don't forget, I got to do the NSTAG during all
I
this.
know,
Luckily,
crazy.
I'm a little ahead
Wednesdays are wild.
I'm a little ahead on those. All right, so this 1912 was not only a huge year because of the contest, because of Titanic, it's also the year that the bottles went from transparent to cobalt blue,
Oh, wow.
which they still are to this day.
Nice. It's a nice color.
It's a really great color. So, big year, 1912. Now, I was talking about how Smith was put in charge of advertising. He was really aggressive about it.
Whoa.
So, when I was researching this, it was like there were ads for Vicks in every single day. I've never seen a company aggressively advertise like they did, especially back then. And he had different strategies depending on where he was advertising. So as VapoRub would be introduced into different areas, like if it went to a small town, he would put ads in like small local papers. And this is what I was talking about a minute ago when I started to notice something. Like I would come across these ads and I was like, is this an ad or is this an article? Like it was really hard to tell. And then I finally came across some research that addressed that. And it was all done by design. So when they would go to like these small local papers, they would always put the ads next to a news article and they would use the same fonts as the news article. And they were written out in a way so like everyone would have a like Miss Crocker from Cincinnati, Ohio would be in the Cincinnati paper.
Sure.
And you're like, wait, and then it would talk about her experience and how how VapoRub helped her. But it was like,
I mean,
so
they
many times.
still do that. Like in Real Simple, it'll be like, fall, get your house ready for fall. And it's like, whatever, scented candle, refresh your tablecloths with this clean it. Like, and then there'll be like, use Lysol products to clean your bath. And then you're like, wait, this is a Lysol ad. But they lay it out and they use the same graphics as in line with the branding of the magazine. So you get like tricked into thinking it's an article in Real Simple when it's like a Lysol ad.
They do it on TikTok too now. All the influencers, they'll be like, oh my God, like you think you're just watching a TikTok and then like they start using like Vicks VapoRub and then you're like, then you look at the bottom and there's a link for Vicks and you're like, God damn it, this is an ad. This is such a good ad.
They got you.
They always get you. So it was really fascinating to see that. So I had pulled a bunch of stuff that I thought was like research and it was actually just...
Interesting.
Just ads.
Wow, quite savvy, ahead of its time.
Quite savvy. When they would go to bigger cities, they would put advertisements on streetcars. They were one of, if not the first company, to hire doctors to review the information that they were putting in ads just so that they could be accurate with it. They were apparently the first company to offer salespeople company cars. Salespeople got Ford Model Ts.
Oh my gosh.
Each Model T came with a ladder, so when they were out on the road, they could quickly climb up and install a sign somewhere.
My gosh.
Like these guys were serious.
Wow,
about
marketing budget through the roof.
and so smart to condense it down to one product too. There's just no wait, are they the ones that do liver oil? Wait, do they have monkey juice? No, it is Vicks VapoRub.
Juice bumps.
Juice bumps. I got juice. I think, can you look at these? I think these are juice bumps.
This juice bump looks new. This wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. They started putting coupons in the paper for either free samples or a discount.
Yeah, because once you get people, they're hooked.
They want a little coupie. You had Richardson himself, the dad, gets back into it. He wants to promote to as many people as possible. So he starts sending out promotional mailings with free samples and coupons to everyone that he's able to. At the time, you could only send mail out to people who you had their name. Then, this is a controversy number 5. Some people say he talked to the post office to change this. Other things said it just changed and he took advantage of it. It finally got to the point where you could address mail to the just put box holder, where today it's like current residence or resident or whatever.
Yeah.
That didn't happen until this time period. And once that happened, Vic was off and running.
Wow,
they
that's
sent
rough.
them off to everyone. You didn't have to worry about names being right. You could literally just send it to every address in the world, basically.
Wow.
So he did this huge blitz of, apparently it was like 8 freight cars of mails. They were saying that got sent to 31 million people.
Oh my God.
And he has been given the honorary nickname of the father of junk mail because of this.
That is so funny.
I know. I never would have thought that.
Wow.
So very cool.
The postal carriers' bags are busting with more of these Vicks mailers.
Imagine on a hot day, that
On a
stuff's
hot
melting
day,
and leaking
ugh.
through. I can't imagine a sample packet at that time was like sealed.
No,
properly.
not like it is now, like a little foil flat thing with a perforated tab. Who knows what that was?
Yeah, I'm sure it was a
It's
little.
a thimble.
a little.
thimble
Just a
mushed
smear.
in, yeah.
Okay, so we're headed into the home stretch. So then 1918 comes about. Does
Okay.
that year mean anything to you? It's kind of a big one. I probably, if I was in your position, I wouldn't have known.
Okay.
But I do now. It's
Sure.
so obvious. The Spanish
flu. I feel like that's why it was on the tip of my tongue.
The Spanish flu. So that hits in March of 1918. I was looking at headlines so reminiscent of COVID.
Wow.
One of the headlines, mysterious virus leaps around the globe, killing scores in its path. Scientists race to find a cure. Kids are at school with this new jump roping chant that goes, I had a little bird and its name was Enza. I opened the window and influenza. Because of it was also called the influenza.
Sure, yeah.
It was called the Purple Death. It was
A
called
little
the Great
dark humor on the playground.
La 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 influenza. My mom died last night. Okay. So March 1918, you're getting the first reports of this virus in Kansas. I did not know it started here.
Wow, I didn't
4
know that
months
either.
later, only it has circled the entire globe. Pharmaceutical companies are desperate to try to come up with a vaccine. They don't even get it isolated to try to figure out a vaccine before it's gone.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
like it comes
Wow.
in so fast and furious.
Wow.
September of that year, it hits its peak. There's still no vaccine or cure, but what there is Vicks VapoRub.
Wow.
People are so desperate for relief from the symptoms. Vicks is already established. They're open about it. They're like, look, this is not a cure, but this will help with some of the stuff
Yeah.
that you're struggling with. Sales skyrocket.
Wow.
This is the moment that I think this brand, it cements them into pop culture canon, American history
Eternally.
forever.
Wow.
October of 1918, they take out these huge full-page ads in the newspaper, letting everyone know, and the doctors, we've oversold. Everyone has bought everything. We had reserves that we started building in the summer. Those are all gone.
Oh my gosh.
You can only order in tiny little amounts. November of that year, the pandemic subsides. Early 1919, just like COVID, it resurges again. April 15th, 1919, not to do another Titanic, but this is 7 years exactly from when the Titanic sank. There's another full-page advertisement from Vicks saying, your bodyguard, Vicks VapoRub salve. And then they go on to say, we've sold more than 13 million jars in the last 6 months. basically 1 jar for every 2 families in the country. Thousands of people were unable to reach their doctors. We kind of stepped in, and this was was able to help people during the influenza epidemic to get some sort of relief. And then they go on to talk about Lunsford a little bit and say, like, this product has just had, and this is one of those things, it's like, is this an article or is this
an ad? Yeah.
It was put out by Vicks.
Okay.
But they're just talking about how fast this product has been so successful. And he's still a young man. He's kind of handed over day-to-day operations to his kids, but he's still very involved in making all of the big decisions. But how lucky he is that he is so wealthy at this point. He has years and years to enjoy his life.
Sure, he must.
He must have years and years, which is why it was so shocking that only 3 months later, he died of this.
The Spanish flu?
Now, controversy number 6 and the last one.
Wow.
The articles that I read when he died say he died of malaria. Everything post that says he died from the Spanish flu. I had to search, is malaria and the Spanish flu the same thing? They're not.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Wow, that is really strange.
But it would make sense that because there was a resurgence that he got it. He was sick for 6 weeks, same kind of symptoms.
Oh my goodness.
But he's wiped out.
Wow. Full circle moment.
Later that year, the pandemic is officially over. By the time it was all said and done, 21 million people died worldwide, 675,000 in America. It is more casualties than World War I, II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War combined. Vicks VapoRub becomes a household name. Millions of jars sold. Their sales went from pre-epidemic $900,000 a year to $2.9 million that year.
Unreal.
I mean, it's really
a long time ago. So that money,
that's honestly probably like $70 million or something
that
now.
is crazy.
Sets them up forever.
Wow.
The Sons run the company for years to come. 1931 is the first time they branch out from being a one-product company. They introduce nose drops, cough drops, gargle for colds. Over the years, they move outside of like the cold world. They move into prescription drugs, veterinary medicine, chemicals, plastic packaging, toilet goods.
Wow, okay.
And by the time Smith, the one that started this all, who got the croup, passed away, they had gone from a company growing $25,000 a year to $450 million a year.
Wow.
And this was decades ago.
Yeah.
Now they're billions and billions.
Crazy.
So that's the story of Vicks. I mean, a little boy gets sick, and here we are.
And
I was
Daddy
able
gets
to buy this a
creative.
block
Wow.
from my house today.
Unbelievable.
Probably in every grocery store, convenience store around the world today. It's one of those things that I'm sure it has changed over time for whatever needs, but it feels very similar to probably what it was at the time.
For sure.
And I would dare to say, if I had a time machine, I don't feel like I would need to go back to see what the first Vicks VapoRub was. I'm not putting that on my list.
I think if you go back and get another burger.
I would get a second Big Mac or maybe the fillet of fish. I would be curious. Did that have a spine in it? That could be a little different. But there you go.
That's really exciting.
That's the story of Vicks VapoRub. Dad, thank you so much for such a great suggestion. I hope you enjoy the show. Marissa, now that you've heard it, I think I know where we both stand on it. Is it on brand for you or off?
It is on brand for me, and I'm kind of like, why don't I have this? Because the kids always have some little cough, and it smells so nice. I feel like if I have like a cough, I like to have that kind of the menthol kind of open up your airways. It's on brand for me. Hard on.
I think it's a hard on brand for me too. I didn't have it in my cabinet either. I only had a vintage bottle from when I was a child. I mean that when I got at a estate sale.
You narrowly survived the Spanish flu.
I was like, I skirted it.
You skirted by.
I was like, why don't I have one in my medicine cabinet? I honestly,
you don't really I
have so many creaks and crumbs, but it's like I have so few traditional medicines in my medicine cabinet. Like I don't have headache medicine. I don't have Band-Aids. I don't have, I might have Alka-Seltzer.
You don't have Band-Aids?
No, because whenever I need one, I'm like, I don't have a Band-Aid. And then when I'm at the store, I'm like, they're too expensive.
You know why you don't have Band-Aids? You don't want to cover that sucker up. You want it to dry out and crust over.
Babe. It's an on brand for both of us. There you go. That's the show. Another iconic brand. Another iconic brand on the books. Thank you so much for learning it. All right, before we go, guys, we need to figure out who our freaks of the week are. If you don't know how to become a freak of the week, it's really easy, yet incredibly complicated. On our Instagram every Wednesday, I post a little puzzle in our stories. If you're able to solve that puzzle and let me know the answer, you will know what our brand is going to be the next day. If you get it right, I'm going to send you a cute little freak badge to let you know that you got the answer right. And then I'm going to add your name to our Wheel of Freaks, which I then spin 5 times to pick our 5 freaks of the week.
How did we get ourselves in this mess?
It's so much. And all of these people have gone through all of those steps, and they are our lucky freaks of the week. We have Tom Castro. We have Samantha McIver. We have Elaine Foster, who, when I asked her what her last name was, she wrote me and said it accidentally got autocorrected to Elaine Pfister.
Oh.
Which she's a mother of 2. She doesn't need that.
No, she doesn't need that.
We have Juan Velasquez and Sarah Blindsman. So congratulations, you guys. Thank you so much for playing the Insta Egg. See, it all pays off. If you're like, why am I doing this? Because you could get your name shouted out on this pod. And now I want to give one quick, very special shout out. I know we have been getting a lot of gifts lately. And sometimes I'm like, I can't believe what people do for this show sometimes.
Okay.
And that happened just yesterday.
What?
I don't get my mail very often, so this could have been sent 2 weeks ago. But I finally when I walk by my mailbox, I tap it to see if it feels full. Yesterday it did, so I opened it up, and it was busting. And in it, there was a little package. So I was like, ooh, what's this? So I went inside and I opened it up, and it was a package from Emily. And along with a little note, which I'll read now. Thank you so much for the pod. I definitely consider myself a brand freak despite not being on Insta. I had a confusing trip into the Russell Brand on-brand Reddit that also had AI. Thanks for all the joy. Then she also says, your logo is so fun from the moment I saw it. I knew that it had to be a cross stitch. I hope you enjoy it. And in that envelope, she has sent a cross-stitched on-brand. I almost died. How amazing is that?
That is so cute and beautifully cross-stitched.
It's so well done. I don't know if we've ever talked about the story. I spent quite a long time going through brand letters, trying to find the right letters. Alistair ended up picking a couple because when he laid it out, they didn't all go together as perfect. I think he did Rolls Royce, but putting this together was such a labor of love. And for people to like it, and now for someone to do this alone makes me want to have a studio. I'll get this in a frame and it'll be behind us. But Emily, thank you so, so much. This is such a sweet thing.
I'm so impressed.
I'm so impressed by it. It brings me such joy.
Oh, that's so nice.
She even did our little names on it. It's just so freaking great. So thank you.
Oh, that's so nice.
Again, you don't have to send us gifts, but I mean, the bar is getting raised daily. I don't know if someone's going to have to do a tattoo.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The first on-brand tattoo.
All right. Well, there you go.
While we're giving shout-outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have Amhet Pet says, new favorite listen. I feel like I've got 2 new best friends to listen to. Jon and Marisa are so fun to listen to and are so relatable. Their brand stories are so interesting, and so are their personal stories. This pod is a hard-on brand for me. Thank you so much, Amhet Pet. If you haven't left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, please do that. It takes like 2 seconds, and it makes our day, and it boosts the show, and it helps us out emotionally.
And I want to say, our YouTube and our Apple reviews have just hit the same milestone. We've just crossed 400 on all of them. For personal reasons, because I'm a double Virgo, I'd love to hit 500 by Christmas. So if you haven't done it, or if you have friends that could do it, subscribing to our YouTube is totally free, and getting that number up helps us monetize on YouTube, to be quite honest.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, very little, but you just got to hit 500.
We also have video episodes of the show. So if you listen to it in your podcast app, you want to watch an episode, maybe while you're folding laundry, sure, throw on our YouTube video. You can watch the entire episode. Watch Jon hold up a tub of Vicks VapoRub.
Watch me sweat more and more throughout each episode. You can definitely. People have sent us pictures like watching you and then I see that they're watching us on a giant TV. It feels so insane to me that anyone would do that.
Yeah,
but yeah, we're trying to hit 500 on YouTube and Apple reviews. Help us out if you can.
So we have our YouTube On Brand with Jon and Marisa. Is that what it's called? Or On Brand the podcast. If you look it up on YouTube, you'll see it.
Everything, all of our socials are either On Brand the Pod or On Brand the Podcast, except our Reddit, which is On Brand Podcast.
There you go. Instagram is at On Brand the Pod. TikTok is at On Brand the Podcast. You can play Jon's Insta Egg every Wednesday in our Instagram stories. Write to him there. He's in bed. He's in jeans. He's ready to talk. And
now I've got Vicks VapoRub all over my body.
That's right.
I'm just laying there fuming while I'm chatting with you.
And with that, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode.
And remember, we may go off topic, but you know what? We're always going to be on brand.
Bye.
Bye.
With With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.